Queen Jamila.
Peace, y'all. Peace.
Just trying to set
I'm
everything
trying
up
to
on
set up
here.
my live over here.
Get everything the way we
Close
want.
out.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, y'all, over on my YouTube. This is Third Eye Bill in the house. I'm over here trying to set up things. Over here with Kepra the Great. Come on over here.
What's up, everybody? What's up? We got a
Welcome,
good show for y'all
welcome.
tonight.
I'm gonna check over here for a minute and check my other camera. Excuse me. Go ahead and start.
So yeah, if you read the title I put up on there, we're talking about. You read the description more than anything. We're talking about the desires of men and women when they come into power, because I'm not the kind of person that likes to rag on a person because of the mistakes that they make in their life. I like to use them as teaching moments for all of us. And more importantly, one thing I learned, you know what I'm saying, from the nation of gods and earths is this. Understanding is the greatest part of life. And when you understand something, it gives you a better insight as to why people behave the way that they do. And all human beings, you know what I'm saying, carry different kinds of combination of characteristics. And through those characteristics, you know, people are judged. You know, if a female doesn't keep her house clean, people look at her as a person that's messy, lacks discipline. If a person doesn't arrive on their job on time, they're looked at as not being punctual, looked at as not being professional. If a person is overweight and is past their regular body mass, then they're looked at as undisciplined. All the different stigmatizations that we put on people, we characterize people with, we stigmatize people with, are all things that we all can fall victim to. Nobody's exempt from any kind of behavior. And being that nobody's exempt from any kind of behavior, you know what I'm saying, we want to act like we are exempt from the behavior that we see that people who have a lot of money do. When secretly, we wish we had the money to do those things. And I have private conversations with people and I talk to them, and everybody's striving to be rich. And being that everybody's striving to be rich, what do we want to be rich for? We want to be rich so we can be powerful. So we can tell people what to do without any hesitancy, because we have showed and proved that our, you know what I'm saying, discipline and money-making skills gives us the ability to do whatever we want to do. And we're all guilty of it. You get in a position of power, whether you become a manager, supervisor, or this, everybody is guilty of abusing that power. You know, it's crazy. I remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger was running for president. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, and first thing they started accusing Arnold Schwarzenegger of was having sex with a lot of different women. They said Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was bad and all kind of stuff. And he was doing all kind of stuff and everything. But you know what Arnold Schwarzenegger did? He came out, he said, you know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he never said that he wasn't guilty, you know what I'm saying, of the things that he did. He just said where there's smoke, there's fire. And he said, when I was young, I was a rowdy man. And the people accepted that and made him governor of California.
I see the YouTube is coming on. Hey,
Am I lying?
welcome. We have a lot of folks. I see
Yeah.
comments coming up too. Peace on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Instagram is acting weird. I'm gonna try to pull it up on my phone, but it's
Yeah.
acting strange. So we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And us as Californians went out there and they voted for Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? Because
True.
the thing is that as people, we all know what we do. We all know what we did guilty of. We all know the things we have committed and done in life. Some of the stuff that is secret that we don't want to tell people about. And then some of the stuff that is made private and we've been persecuted for. I mean, made public and we've been persecuted for. So, you know, I believe in duality. So when I see Puffy being revered as a hip hop artist and all these different things that he's accomplished in, you know, in the hip hop era, I see him now being chastised for the things that he did.
It's true. You know, and that brings me to say this, you know, he's being chastised because he broke the first rule. You never outshine the master. And this goes a whole lot deeper than him just doing what he did. You can't go and bite the hand that feeds you. And what he had done is he went to go sue or brought to light the company, I think it was an alcohol company, that he was making a deal with that didn't do right by him.
You talking about Ciroc?
Ciroc, but it was the major company that he was working with. I don't really need to know the name.
the
I gotta
company,
pull, I gotta pull it up, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to use this other phone right now.
Yeah, that's true too.
But yeah, so you don't
Yeah.
outshine the master, and you can't go and try to take them down. It's not gonna work. They're just gonna slap you. And you see, soon as he did that, what happened?
Yeah, he got slapped. Yeah.
He got slapped. He got his ass beat.
Yeah,
basically.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, I wish I could see the comments. Can you
And
see?
you know, the crazy thing about that is that we've all experienced that too.
Yeah.
Of reaching our divinity, or you know what I'm saying, of becoming a higher person than we was yesterday. And you know what I'm saying, the person that we're underneath at the particular time, you know what I'm saying, smacking the hell out of us. That's been America's way.
Yeah, somebody's talking to you on here. Can you see it?
They said, bet y'all got a smoke detector beeping. Oh, do we got a
No,
smoke detector beeping?
no, it's no smoke detector.
No.
No. Maybe you might hear the chair or me moving around. I have a lot of equipment here. I still have my live going over on Instagram, but that might be the chair. No
That
smoke
probably just
detector.
our chairs or something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We in some ancient chairs, you know what I'm saying? Chairs that got a lot of years.
Yeah,
and
the
a lot of
wood.
power. A lot of power, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they're asking you something over here.
What they say? They said, what's up with the outfits? Well,
We're alchemists.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
This is an alchemy page, and welcome. I'm Third Eye Bell, and this is Kingman Kepler the Great.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check my site out, go on jewelsfromthethrone.com. But, you know, people ask me a lot, they be like, yo, why do you wear your jewels and stuff the way that you dress? And I'll be like, yo, you know, once you become a person that has knowledge of self and you truly understand who you are, then it comes to a point in time in your life where you have to go back to your original self. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep putting on the charade that you're a post office worker or you're a restaurant owner. No, you are a divine being. You are bigger than just what the people want to label you as. You have survived and manifested yourself into existence. And being that you have manifested yourself into existence, celebrate that. You're bigger than the titles that the average company, corporation, or a government gives you. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a restaurant worker. You're not just a person to sit in a cubicle all day long. You know what I'm saying? You're not just an Uber driver. or Uber Lyft person. You're an actual manifested being on this planet. And you know how hard it is to actually we was talking about earlier in a different life, but it's you know how hard it is for a piece of a sperm and an egg to unite and then
Mm-hmm.
grow you from where you can't see to where you are seen. You know what I'm saying? So I make all of my jewelry, so to me it's just something that just comes out of my mind. So
It
then that it
says
comes
so.
out of my mind, it's just who I am.
Oh, we need a monitor for this one. What's your next question?
He said, give her some gold, brother. Oh yeah. Let me see. Into he said not that hard. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard, you know. When you go back, it's a book that I advise people to read. It's a book, it's called um, Soul of Africa. And it's a beautiful book, man. Inside of that book, you can see all the different cultures of the motherland, whether it be down to the Sans people of South Africa, whether it be down to the Nile of Kemet, or whether it be down to the Moroccans, or whether it be the Ashanti tribe or the Awe tribe. It's just a beautiful book of mixture of different cultures of how we got down as a people. So, you know, when you see the big pieces and stuff like that, it's like that's where it come from. It come from the motherland. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how we rock. You know, shirts and stuff was an option. You know, we wasn't walking
Shirts
around
were an
with
option.
shirts was an option.
And pants actually came way later.
Yeah,
You know,
pants
people,
is something else.
yeah, people like
Yeah,
trip off of the people that go back and they're wearing the kilt styles
yeah,
or traditional garb that was actually worn in Africa, which is a design similar of to a skirt,
yeah,
but it actually wasn't a skirt.
yeah. That's European, the
Yeah,
skirt and stuff like that.
yeah,
But men, you know what I'm saying, back in those days, you know, not to, you know, but when you wear pants, you know what I'm saying, as a man, you kind of limit yourself. That's why baggy pants first came out because, you know, not saying nothing crazy, but you know, most black men balls are just too big, man, to be in some damn tight ass pants. You know what I'm saying? My balls especially, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just something.
skinny
Yeah, skinny jeans,
jeans are
like,
not your
you
thing.
know, niggas that cross their legs across each other and stuff like that. Like, I can't do that. You know, my balls are literally too big. I produce too much testosterone to cross my legs or wear some skinny jeans. That's just,
Oh, goddess. So my Instagram has
I
been
can't do
going
it.
all this time. It's yeah, I have a
Man,
goddesses in the house. Thank you. I keep having this sign up that I'm paused, but I guess we're still flowing. So welcome, welcome, welcome on my
man, you know,
Instagram.
I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I can't wear skinny jeans and you know, we don't rock that way. That's just not how Africans. We don't rock that way. We don't wear skinny jeans. Our balls is too big to be cuffed up. You know, and if you understand men's testicles, they have to have some kind of air to breathe. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some kind of air to breathe because they adjust to the temperature. Because literally, in order to make sperm, you have to have the right temperature. And when you go off of that temperature, you know what I'm saying, then you mess up your testosterone count. And then people be wondering why certain races be having low testosterone because they wearing tight jeans and the balls can't breathe.
Right, right.
I'm
Goddess
just keeping
Naked
it.
Flame in the house. How are you, Goddess? I so missed y'all. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, she said they should hang, not be tucked.
They should hang and
Common
not be
sense.
tucked.
They should hang and not be tucked.
Mm-hmm.
That's common sense. But you know, it's been the stigmatization that's been put on that black men this that or whatever. But it's like no, if you wear it in a traditional manner, then it makes it looks like it's properly supposed to. But if you wear it in a Hollywood manner, then what happens is it becomes something that's more feminine than masculine.
Yeah, you have a comment.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Cuzzo? And my cousin over there.
Would you mind showing your garb? This is traditional, and I would love for y'all to see what the king is adorning us and sharing with us here tonight. I'm gonna have him stand up.
This is, you know what I'm saying, my African fabric. You know what I'm saying, the gold
It'll
my
run
pieces.
this side.
You know what I'm saying?
And
It's traditional.
He makes and designs all of his pieces. Please follow Jewels of the Throne.
Yeah, jewelsfromthethrone.com.
Jewelsfromthethrone.com.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, my thing is this, man. It's like,
It's gorgeous.
you know, in Hollywood, the whole P. Diddy situation and
Yeah, we going in on P. Diddy, y'all. We are on the same page, but we also have different perspectives on this. That's why it was so good for us to come together. And when I wanted to do this live, this was really supposed to be a reading on studying alchemy. I am a witch. And I say it lovingly, it's looked down on, but I'm an alchemist. But I choose to use the word witch because it's stigmatized all the time. So in my platform, I practice alchemy. I know how to use the energies, both light and dark. And I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk about the darker energy that's being used out here, particularly surrounding Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy, as we know it, because this is the big hot topic of the day. The big distraction to distract you what's really going on in all this political bullshit.
That's exactly what it's, a big distraction. And it's like, man.
Yeah, and so I wanted to come on and I wanted to share my perspective on how it really works. When you want to reach fame and fortune in this system of things, this is run by the darker energies. Those who follow the biblical realm, you already know that the world was, Satan offered the world to Jesus, those who follow the Bible. That is one thing that people don't want to talk about, is who runs this, who operates this. So naturally, if you want to be on top, you're going to be making some sort of sacrifice. If you want to be on top dealing with fiat currency, you have to make a sacrifice of some sort. Now we call it blessings. Yes, you can be blessed by the lower beings and the higher beings. And I'm going to say this, and don't get disturbed, but a lot of demons get a bad rap. Now you might disagree with me on this.
I'm not saying no.
Okay. A lot of demons get a bad rap. Now you can invite the demons that you want, but know that it's going to be a payout. But even when you're dealing with non-lower beings, you still have to make some sort of sacrifice. But the beings that they call Lucifer, Satan, what's some of the other lower beings in our realm?
I ain't chanting them.
Okay, you're not chanting them. They don't bother me because I know they know not to fuck with me. I've already dealt with them. I've had a being that dealt with me. And I simply told it to leave. You know why? Because we are gods. We are higher gods than they are. And when you learn how to control
manifested into existence.
Exactly. They want to be able to. Right, we have the power to speak. Our words are magic. Our words are energy. We are the air. So everything we say, speak, do, think, it is a vibration. These beings, they want to come to life and they want to be seen, these lower beings. So they can offer you all of this stuff, give you all of this stuff, and the lower you go, the more they give. The darker you get, the more they give, because now you're feeding their desires.
You have to bet that. You know what's crazy? I just told everybody, I was like, yo, you know, I believe in duality. So a person that pops up in my mind every time I think about what you just said is Wesley
Yep.
Snipes.
Yep. They need a Scottish. You're right. Yeah,
It's
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes. Because if
Oh,
you look
yeah.
at his genres of movies, he did Tu Wong Fu. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
In Tu Wong Fu, he dressed up as a woman.
He had to make his sacrifice.
Yeah, he dressed up as a complete woman.
Yeah.
Then in the next movie, he was in the movie New Jack City.
Yeah.
If you understand social engineering, then you understand what New Jack City did to
Follow
black
the
folks.
agenda.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then he went and got it after he did his sacrifices for them. He went and started his own company called Amin Ra Films.
Mm.
And when he did Amin Ra Films, he came out with a trilogy called Blade 1, Blade 2, and Blade 3, which was one of the most educational films for black men to really understand where you are at.
Yeah.
But then shortly after that, after he did those films, they sent them to the feds.
Yeah.
And then he was punished with he wasn't paying his taxes. Not that he didn't pay his taxes, but he paid too much on his taxes. Come on, man. So they sat him down for 5 years.
And in Blade, he was exposing the darker energies.
Yes.
If you go back and really look at those movies, and he was showing the dark and the light of what a darker being and energy can do. And jumping back, circling over back to Mr. Combs, and I am going to tell him, Mr. Combs, he just went too far. He went too far because when you say, quote unquote, who are the demons? Who are the earthly demons that are really running that shit to even expose him to it? Where did he get it from? How did he learn it? No. Thank you for joining me over on the Instagram. Peace to you. I see you, Mr.
Yeah,
Cobb.
you know what I'm saying? Where did he learn it from? You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. It's like when you have been raised by a different people, when I say different people, I mean Africans in America who don't speak their native tongue and only speak European dialect. And when you speak that dialect, you take on the DNA structure of that culture. So in America,
Yep, the DNA structure of that culture.
take
Isn't
care-
that something you
yeah.
really do?
you really do. And a lot of black folks really don't understand. That's why I be like, yo, educate yourself on African culture. Educate yourself with the language. And the reason why is because you can change your whole DNA structure just by changing your language. But because we have become adapted to this language, we have taken on Englishman characteristics. So when you see the freak offs and you see the parties and you see all of that, these are things that we have learned from them on how they get down when they have fun.
That is their form of fun. And one of the biggest well-known sacrifices that you can make to any of the darker energies are sexual activities. Blood and sex are the two things that you make sacrifice to draw energies. Death is the highest. But blood and sex are the most common. But you hear about sacrifices all the time.
Yeah.
Sacrifices of the children. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. This is only the beginning that you are going to learn about that's coming to light. And as we are now in the age of Aquarius, we're in a new dawn. The days, people are going to come down on me. The days of Jesus is over. That left. And if you even go and you study your scriptures and you see that Jesus had this conversation, what is going to happen when the age of Pisces is gone? That left in 2021.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That went away, and we moved over into the new age of Aquarius, where Jesus is now gone, and we are the ones that are in control of us. We are the gods that are to step up. You can go and research this and you will find it is true. Jesus said it when they asked, what's going to happen after your age is over? You will figure it out. You are the gods. So now we have these demons that are freely running rapid, the darker energies, and men have always used them, but now they're being exposed for the use of it. And you're going to see it more.
You said that the CERN machine was a portal to open up to bring in those energies.
Yep.
From the outer verse.
Yep. Look up CERN. I did a live about CERN. Probably, I don't even know if it was almost 2 years ago. Talking about this machine. Well over a year. Yep. We have a machine out there that knows how to open up portals. We have things that can shoot you off into the black hole. There was a story about Barack Obama, if he exposed it, that they were going to shoot him in the black hole, so he couldn't expose it. But it came out anyway. These are the earthly demons that are running this. And they have the underworld, the energies that are thriving and growing with this. And Mr. Combs got caught up in it. Puffy, you puffed too much dark energy into the system. And then you went and you pissed off your demon.
And you know what's crazy is because I just learned something too. You know the guy that came out with the movie Deadpool? Uh-huh. The guy that came out with the movie Deadpool, when Blade was doing his movies, he had this, if you remember the guy that was in Deadpool, that plays Deadpool, I forgot his name.
I never watched Deadpool.
But he played in Blade 3. Oh. So him and Wesley used to get into arguments all the time on set. And Wesley called him a cracker on set. And right after that, man, they went over there, probably talked to the feds and was like, yo,
set him up.
This uppity nigga is getting too big-headed. Send him to jail. And they literally sent that nigga straight to jail. So it's like, yo, it's like what you talking about with Puffy and how he tried to expose something that was going on. Like, yo, it's always, you know, and you already know, I know this for a fact. It's always consequences when you outshine the master.
Outshine the master. What's the book?
48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of Power.
Never outshine a master.
Everybody should read 48 Laws of Power.
And that's my problem. That's a problem that I have. I swear to God.
Goddess.
Because I'll be.
Yes, Goddess. Check out the CERN.
I've always been a flashy, and I get it from my daddy. My daddy rode around in an '83 Cadillac, sitting on D's. You know what I'm saying? His house was laid out, fish tank. He had all the CDs piled up from Too Short to the OJs, Sade, or whoever you want to listen to. He always had a stack of it. So, you know, I get that abundance and stuff from him, but when you get around other kings who might not rock the same as extravagant as you do, then it becomes some kind of form of jealousy, intimidation, and things of that nature. But I'm the type of black man that if you my homie, you got a piece. I'm gonna make a piece for you. You go shine. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So I like to bless my brothers with the same amount of blessing that have been bestowed to me through the universe. You know what I mean? But you never
As you should.
When you outshine the master, man, is, you know what I'm saying, unless you're willing to take that consequence of being a master, because it comes with consequences. If you're not willing to fight, you know, like I've been attacked.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the world, it's the new world now, where people don't want people around like Puffy, but then it goes so much deeper than just him. Now, granted, what he did was dark, ugly, wrong, all of the above. and I don't support it in any kind of way. But he's in the generation that it was part of what was going on, and it still does go on. It's just now that everybody's gonna be nervous to do it. But trust and believe, you don't hear the I don't want to say the you don't want to hear the cave people. I'm gonna say that the cave people, they're gonna still do it.
Facts.
Under wraps, and you're not going to hear their names. If you hear the others' names, trust and believe, Mr. Combs will not be here in this room anymore.
That's a fact. And we were talking about that earlier too, because I was like, yo, they're locking him up for sexual deviancy. But if any one of us right now go on Pornhub, type in Pornhub right now, there's a brand new video up there. And why is that? Because they're literally having freak offs every single day. And this is part of their culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the Queen said, blood and sex is what they use in that realm. Because the highest energy that man and woman have is to reproduce. And when you lose focus of that, then you lose focus of what this whole society is built for. The whole society is called a race. And it's the race to see who can produce the most people to control the planet. So they're going to keep pushing reproduction and this and that or whatever, while telling other races, like, hey, reproduction is bad. Go get an abortion. Use condoms. Sexual transmitted diseases that they put into society.
Yeah, Goddess. He is now the sacrifice. And so they have to make a sacrifice to appease others that don't want this sort of thing to go on. But I look at it as this, like I said, I don't condone what he did. Now, what really bothers me is, let's talk about the baby oil. That magic. That is so old magic that's been used. And what we've learned that they now have exposed is that the baby oil wasn't for a lubricant. The baby oil was used as a carrier base for the drugs that would help them. So there was an ecstasy. There's liquid ecstasy that people will now learn about. There's also a liquid opium that can be mixed in a baby oil. And then there's another, these are really used as antidepressant drugs, which is a whole nother topic that we're not going to go into. But you also can use them for sexual activity because it's going to relax you. You're going to get a little bit horny and freaky and you're going to go in. But it could be carried in baby oil. Now, in alchemy, like an alchemist or somebody like me, we're not going to put it in baby oil. Baby oil is basically just mineral oil, and then they have another ingredient in it. But you would use it in an olive oil or a rosemary mixture with a grapeseed oil. And that's the old way. The new modern way, and if you go on, like he talked about, porno stars, they use it with baby oil. They don't use it in the old ways of ancient world. When somebody says, I'll give you a magic spell, and they send you an oil, that oil is going to have an ingredient in it, a herb or something in it that is going to draw you to that person. Because when you use that oil, the oil is intended to go to the person that you're drawing to. So when you give that oil to the person that you want, hey baby, let me give you a massage. Be careful when somebody's saying, let me give you a massage. I almost could tell you at those free calls, there definitely would be a masseuse there.
Mm.
They have them everywhere you go. You have, if you go to a high level, I'm talking about private parties, big parties, there is a masseuse that will be on deck. And you don't know what oil that masseuse is going to be using. It's just how it is in the industry. And I've been in the industry, and I know, because I have experienced some of these parties. I've been in the entertainment industry for over 30 years. So I know exactly what's going on. And I'm not one that was going to go out and tell all the secrets. There's things that have happened to me, but we didn't talk about it. But now it's exposed. So here we are.
And that's real because when, like I tell my daughter all the time, like we're only 3 generations out of slavery.
Yeah.
And in slavery, you know, a slave knowing how to read and write was forbidden. And the reason why is because knowledge is power. And you can subdue and subduce a human being according to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you have. Your profession in alchemy, your profession in mind manipulation, your profession in social engineering, your perfection in, you know what I'm saying, water, power, electricity. These things is foreign to a people who have been denied education. So, you know, when a lot of the Africans got introduced to Hollywood, a lot of them was subdued because they didn't understand the extent as to how powerful a person can have control over you. Like in the movie Blink. Anybody who's seen the new movie Blink?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, anybody who's seen the, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who's listened to who's seen the new movie Blink, in the new movie Blink, you have these women who go onto this island. And they go onto these islands with these billionaires, and these billionaires have, you know, put themselves in the ethers on all of the broadcasting and announce themselves as being billionaires, and they have unlimited money, unlimited cash. And then you have these people that worship them because they look at them as being gods because they have the discipline enough to obtain these resources. So once they obtain these resources, the people look at them as, you know what I'm saying, as higher beings.
Right.
But what happens is that in the movie Blink, these people have a whole island. And in the island, they just bring girls on there, they drug them, and they have sex with them every single day.
I'll have to go and see that movie.
The women get up, they spray this perfume on them. When they spray the perfume on them, it, over a period of time, it subdues them to the point where they have memory loss. And once they have memory loss, now they're controllable. So in the movie, the black girl, she keeps waking up and she's wondering why she has dirt in her fingernails. So she's waking up with dirt in her fingernails and she can't remember how she got them there. So what come to find out, she was running away and they was dragging her and she was pulling herself on the ground trying to get away.
Yeah, because her subconscious was fighting. I'm going to have to go see that movie. There's a comment over here. Oh, somebody was asking, was I all right? And over here, yeah, I'm good. If you're asking me if I was good, you know, my personal experience was similar to what he's talking about in the real movie. And yes, I was drugged. I was drugged at a nightclub with friends. They were friends. Let me see. What's the next comment?
Yeah, but they say friends, man.
Yeah, you don't have any friends when it comes to people in the entertainment industry. I'm so sorry. When it comes to that lifestyle, you don't have any friends, and anything goes. So yes, I was with some friends, and I got drugged. And I remember being at the club. I remember dancing. I remember leaving. But by the time the next morning came, to this very day, it is one thing that I have to go under hypnosis, which I'm planning on doing this year to really find out
What happened?
what happened.
Mm.
Because the friends to this very day will not give me a straight answer on what happened. But I came out the next day, I had on lace and my clothes were ripped and my body was hella sore. I didn't see any bruises, but then again, I was 22. So I didn't really check. But back in those days, those in the 90s, that wasn't, they did shit to you. And when you're in the industry. And we really didn't say anything. And then even that's not just entertainment. These are high level executives. I had something happen to me with a high level executive. It's just, this is a part of what the world was back then. But we are in a new day now. And you say family, yeah, family in the industry. Yeah. Your family in the industry told you the same thing. Yeah, this is how it was. So now that, yeah, any of the elite, I know doctors that go out. You can hear stories of the doctors that go out and they'll drug women to go do what they gonna do. They have doctors. I know doctors that they fly over to Rio once a year, and they get with these, what is it, transsexuals, men, and do whatever, and they come back. I mean, it's just this is just the way it is, and we're just seeing it all.
That's crazy, yo.
It's the way it is.
That's why I always keep myself focused on the Metu Neter. And the reason why I keep myself focused on the Metu Neter is because, like I tell everybody all the time, it's only two kings. It's chaos and the order and order. Either you're in order or you're in chaos. And this society perpetuates chaos. How does it perpetuate chaos? It perpetuates chaos by saying that homosexuality is okay, transgender is okay. All of these things is okay as long as we continue to get just tax dollars. And the reason why it's okay is because they participate in it too. They understand that human beings are both a group that are chaotic and a group that are in order. Me, myself, I choose to be in order. Majority of the daily of my life is taking care of my family, taking care of my family. That's it. And I try to keep myself in balance because when I studied in Metu Neter, that's all I saw. The king taking care of his wife and serving his higher self. You know what I'm saying? Which is the creator that manifested him onto this planet. So once you start to leave that and you get out of chaos, you get into chaos and you start indulging in sexuality, transgenderness, you know what I'm saying? Sex without a purpose, and you know what I'm saying? Just got yourself basically on a hamster wheel. And it's like when you get in that mind frame, then it's curtains for you because now you're going to start participating in things that you know ain't right.
Okay, so I'm agree, but I have another different perspective on that. And when it comes to being who you are, homosexuality, transgender, whatever your choice is on how you choose to have sex, I don't really care. That's your choice, your life. But because my feeling and my belief is this, I believe in reincarnation. And as I work in a higher purpose, there could have been the other life, in your other life, you might have been a man or a woman. So you feel that way here in this lifetime. Because we live and walk many lifetimes. So you may have those desires. So I'm not gonna ever really say that it is wrong. I do believe in man and woman first and foremost because our purpose is here to create life and we are the creators of life. But you have these other desires that you may have that turns dark energy because it becomes overtake your life.
Yeah.
So
No, I
yeah,
experienced
so
it. I
yeah,
experienced
it,
it.
it overtakes your life that you want sex with the same sex because you desire that. Perhaps you were with the same sex in your other life, or perhaps you were a male in your other life and now you're a female, so now you're drawn to women and vice versa. You were a female in your other life and now you're drawn to men. It could be a number of things. These are my beliefs. But you fall short and you run into chaos in your life is when you have to desire this sexual thing and you're just out there running wild and running rapid and constantly chasing it and letting it control your life.
Yeah.
That's when you become into the dark energies. Now, I know some of my dearest, closest friends are gay, and I have watched them throughout their life. Just this couple
Mm-hmm.
with one another. They're not out there running rampant doing things, and they have a beautiful relationship.
Mm.
So that those are the things that have taught me that hey, maybe it's something more to this. Too much of excess of anything is a sin.
That's a fact.
Too much excess of alcohol is a sin. Too much excess of food is a sin.
So, part of 7 deadly sins.
Right, it's
Yeah.
part of the 7 deadly sins. So I feel that
And that's what it is. That's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
yeah,
Is
it's
that-
exactly what it is. So my
Yeah.
perspective is a tiny bit. I get what you're saying, but it's a little bit different. As I feel that sometimes
See, me,
it's
when
that
I
way.
think about people that indulge in like homosexuality and people
Oh,
that
blessings.
indulge in like a
Blessings.
transgenderism
Hey,
and
love.
things
Thank
like
you for
that,
joining me. Yeah, gluttony. Yes.
it makes me believe that they haven't conquered themselves.
Well, if they're overindulging in it,
Yeah.
exactly, because you're searching for something. I mean, we have a narcissist. A narcissist, that's considered a sin. Why do you need to fucking control everybody all the goddamn time?
Yeah.
Excuse
And a
me.
lot of that
See, now
stuff
that
comes
just
from-
put me
yeah.
in a whole nother way because some kind.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's real talk though,
hey.
because like, people, that's why I said in the beginning, everybody goes through those different phases in their life. Whether they
Yeah.
want to admit it or not admit it, or admit it or not admit it. The thing about it is that how much self-control do you have over yourself? So like me, myself personally, when I was incarcerated for 11 years straight. So being incarcerated,
11 years.
yeah, you're just around nothing but dudes all the time. Now, if you don't have self-control or self-discipline, then what happens is you fall victim to all of the chaos inside of the prison system. There's homosexual men over there that dress themselves up as girls. There's men that don't dress themselves up as girls, but behave in feminine and feminine ways. So the thing about it is, if you choose to indulge in that, that is because you chose to indulge in that, even though you know and understand when you're doing it, it's not right. So you have to have some kind of self-discipline within yourself in order to fight the demons that try to seek to control you, to whisper in your ear and tell you to do those things, even though you know you shouldn't be doing those things. So every time I see somebody slip and fall or bend the way that they wasn't supposed to bend, it tells me that they don't have the self-discipline, because you know, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew, or anything, you know that having sex with the same sex does not produce nothing.
Well, it
There's
can
no
produce a
babies to be-
pleasure. It can produce life, but it can give you a temporary fix.
It give you exactly
A
that.
temporary fix.
It's not
Yeah.
never gonna be considered to be the right thing to do. And there's a reason why, whether it's in the commandments of Ma'at or whether it's in the commandments of the Bible, it is looked at as something that is frowned upon. And the reason why it's frowned upon is because in the beginning, when you look at the Bible or anything, any text on this planet,
Let's see.
you were put here to reproduce and be fruitful and multiply. Anything outside of that is a detrimental to not only yourself, but to your family. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. But like I said, I studied the Metronetter. And when you study the Metronetter, that is something that is very prevalent on there. But like I said, we're not living in the times of Asar. We're living in the times of Set. And Set is all about chaos. So he's going to push that as a normalization because in his mind, that is normal because he is the opposite of us.
Yeah. I mean, in all retrospect, I agree a lot with that. But I also see also though that we are in the new world.
Yeah,
So
that's the word.
so we're in the new world.
Mm-hmm.
But what was written then is now open now for interpretation.
Yeah.
So people that are of the same sex that fall in love, yes, that love could be true love, and they have fallen in love with the same sex. They could have been soulmates.
Yeah.
In another lifetime that have now come together. It happens. I mean, this is like real. You could study this stuff, and actually, I'm going to be studying it on my page. That your soul tie can travel with you.
Yeah.
In this lifetime, and it could just so happen to be someone of the same sex.
Nah, I want to find it.
I know you're not going to agree with me.
No, I'm not saying that that's not true, but
God
there always has to be a duality
there is a duality to it though,
yeah.
because it goes way deeper than what we can comprehend on the surface, because it's such a higher level of spirituality to even think that way. So you think of it as a coexistence here on planet Earth. To coexist as male female is the right path.
Indeed.
But it is the right path for creation, which is one of our primary purposes here on planet Earth, is to create other life. But when you think about love and coexistence with one another and having partnership, sometimes it may end up being the same sex. I know you. It's not for you. You're not going to agree with that. I know.
This
is why we exist together well.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what I say, he gonna still love me anyway.
Yeah, true.
Because of my thinking is the way that it is.
See, I understand, you know what I'm saying, as you know, and that's the duality of everything. Feminine energy loves all.
The power of sex,
because females give birth and give life. So when you really understand that, you understand that females are more genuinely accepted of any characteristic of a man because they give life to him and they learn to accept him for whatever he is.
For whatever he is.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it that is that to a certain degree, we always have to be mindful that the emotions that we foster and give nurturing to, you know, there's a duality to it. You can give nurturing and life and existence to a false being and also give life and existence to the true being. So I remember growing up in school, and everybody we all know is like, you remember that one boy that went to school, and everybody was like, something ain't right about that boy. He acted like the girls, he played with the girls, and the girls looked at him as the same.
Because he probably was a girl in another life. And which I learned he could have been a girl in his other life.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of the females fostered
We
that.
foster,
They
we
fostered
nurture.
that behavior.
Yeah.
So like us, you know what I'm saying, as men, he couldn't come around us because we didn't want to pick up them traits. We wanted to play football, we wanted to play basketball, and we wanted to see who was the best fighter amongst us because we had to have each other's back. You know, growing up in LA in the gang bang culture, it was like, yo, I hang with dudes that were gang bangers, you know what I'm saying? Because we
The
all
heart,
were
yes.
strong men who could protect ourselves in times of danger because, you know, that's just the reality that we lived in. And I'm not saying that, you know, the boy that hanged around the girls and played hopscotch and skipped along with them, that he couldn't help us out in the fight. But 9 times out of 10, when the shit hit the fan, that nigga was nowhere to be found. So,
Because that wasn't
yeah,
part of his
yeah,
journey. And
yeah.
and I'm just, oh, let's see, God, it's not, you were saying people don't understand the power of sex. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And it's been made to be taboo because of its power. Yes, sex is power. And you said the heart doesn't recognize gender, only love. That part is exactly true. And I'm gonna say
But
this.
see, that's the wiring, the difference between men and women.
Well, yeah. I mean, men are now more open and nurturing and starting to recognize the heart more as we teach and recognize it.
They shouldn't know.
But no, well,
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know.
A man's probably, you know, the first thing I tell my little
Okay.
boys, I got 2 little boys. If I go talk to a Minahan, I said, Minahan, what's your number one job? Protect the girls. That's it. If I ask you, anybody know my son? You ask my son, what's your number one job? Protect the girls. And he's been challenged.
And you know why?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
Now listen to this carefully.
Mhm.
Protect the girls. You can answer it yourself because your heart
Mhm.
is saying, protect these girls at all costs.
All costs.
Through your heart.
Mhm.
So your heart chakra is active in protection.
Yeah.
So you are working through your heart.
Yeah. But that's his primary job.
That's his primary job, but it's still from the heart.
It's from the heart, but at the same time, even though it's from the heart, it's also a logical explanation for that.
Yeah, I know gay guys that will whip an ass.
You know what I'm saying?
And one thing about my gay friends too that I've learned from being in that community, you know, I'm everything. I'm the all. I always say I am that I am, but my gay guys, they will go back to a woman. You know, a lot of people they don't even talk about this part, but gay men, they will come back to the womb, and they will occasionally will want to be with a woman.
They should.
I have lived through this.
Yeah, I mean,
and have seen it. You know, so
there's nothing more.
It's a duality, as you said.
There's nothing more sacred, man, than the womb. You know what I'm saying? For black men, there should be nothing that should be put above that because that's where you come from. You come from the black woman. So the reason why I tell my son is that it's because it's a logical explanation behind that. You protect your woman. You protect the girls because if you want to reborn yourself into this existence, that is where you're going to come from.
Yeah.
I tell my son, you came from daddy first. Mommy gave life to you, but you come from me first.
Yeah.
And the reason why you come from me first because I made a conscious decision to rebirth myself into this existence. Because I felt like I was strong enough, powerful enough to have another life. Reincarnation comes from the black woman. You come from her. She is a divine vessel of yourself. She nurtures you for 9 months. That's why we have 9 numbers. 9 moons of the cycle. 9 cycles.
It's a completion.
It's a completion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So through that completion, you manifest yourself into existence. You become a being that starts from not a dot to 6 feet tall. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. So I'll be like, why, brother? Why would you? You know, and to me that comes from when I see brothers going into that other realm. That comes from them not really having a complete understanding of who they are, not have mastered self. Because if you've mastered yourself and you know truly who you are, if you have the resources, then you will be like King Wamesu, and you will have 100 children.
No, that's true. You know, when I go, I'm gonna go full circle on what we talked. We went a lot of different directions here, but I'm gonna come back around to what we were really originally talking about in the beginning about this Sean Combs
Yeah,
and his behavior, which was really toxic.
yeah,
You know, and he went in all directions.
yeah.
So he's a perfect example of being completely out of control.
Completely.
So when you're that out of control in this time, you got to be shut down. And he is going to be the sacrifice. And a lot of people, it's not over. This is just the beginning. Wait till y'all start seeing if they don't delete him, who he's going to expose in this industry. So anybody that's really talks about and follows in the entertainment industry, and you have a desire, think about what you want to sacrifice, because it's all a part of the game. Especially if you want to be high up. The beautiful thing about this new world is this platform here. You can create your own world by using this platform. This platform, the internet, to me was a gift from the gods, because now everybody can be independently owned and operated. You don't have to go into the underworld to rise to the top anymore. You can create a platform out here on the social media and do it yourself. You know, make as much as you want, depending on what you do and how you do it. You don't have to sell yourself into the underworld to do it anymore. You don't have to really go and make a blood sacrifice, a sexual sacrifice. I watch all this stuff with Cardi B and her, what's the dude she was
Offset.
married to? Well, Offset was a sacrifice.
Oh, you talking about no Takeoff?
Yeah.
Takeoff
Ta-
died. Yeah,
No, Takeoff. Okay, Takeoff died.
when I was locked up.
He was a blood sacrifice. And what's her husband's name? Offset?
No, Cardi B is married to Offset.
Okay, so the guy
You know
that
what's
she's
crazy though? I know this gonna sound crazy,
what?
but today I went into the dream world. I went to sleep, and when I went into the dream world, I actually talked to Offset.
You did?
I swear to God on everything.
And then now I bring him up.
And
Okay,
now
so
you bring
his
him up.
energy is here. Welcome, Offset.
And I
And
talked
what
to
did
him.
you see?
I was talking to him about music, just like, you know what I'm saying, the music is cool and this and that. You know, and I've had that a couple of times. Like I've had like vivid, and that's the cool thing I realized about the dream world, is that the dream world is not a dream.
No,
It
it's
is
not.
actually your soul communicating in the verse of limitless. Because like I told you, I believe in
It is.
duality. So in this world that we're in right here, where we're awake, you're weighted. You can't jump up and fly. You can't do none of that. You're weighted in this world. You're consistent of matter.
Yeah.
In the dream world, you're
You're
not
free.
consistent of matter.
Right.
You're consistent of antimatter, which is the opposite of matter. So in the antimatter world, you can go talk to all different kind of people. I've talked to Beyonce. I've talked to Offset. Who else have I talked to? I've never talked to Quavo, but I've had queens that I know who's entered into my dream world and had sex with me in the dream world because they just
Yeah.
really was attracted to me. I know that sounds crazy. But
No, it's not crazy, because that's where you are when you're in your dream world. Your spirit is free to travel
yeah.
into the astral plane. You learned all about that. If you didn't learn it in, what was the movie, Wakanda,
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
something that people know. If you didn't
Man,
learn it
yeah.
then,
If you ain't learned it in
then you
Wakanda,
missed it.
you ain't learned it.
But
So.
in your dreams now are very important to write your dreams down if you can, because it's going to tell you what's going on in your present and your future. It's going to give you clues of what's happening today and tomorrow. It tells you about what's happening in your life, if you're in your subconscious, your fears,
Yeah.
of doing that.
That is deep, yo. You just hit me with the Wakanda joint. Like, I just thought about
Yeah.
all I see is the king
That
being
was such
buried.
a simple
Yeah.
lesson
Simple
right
lessons,
there
man.
that he brought out on what happens when you go into the dream.
He was able to go talk to his dad
Yeah.
in the purple world that Prince be talking about.
Yep.
The purple world.
Yeah.
And just just talk to the ancestors, and man, that's crazy. But yeah, like literally I had a dream about, I was talking to Offset today and we was chopping it up about some music, and I told him, I was like, yo, like, man, he was at my crib, so I was like, yo, you welcome here, man. He's like, yo, you know, anywhere I stand my 10 toes, I'm welcome. I was like, true indeed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we talk about all those people that they make these sacrifices because they wanted to be bigger than they are, and those things were low key mentioned. And now I'm going back into the celebrity realm because the girl Cardi B, she's going through all kind of trials and tribulations, and the dude, he's gone off and with somebody else. But I looked at pictures of these people, and everybody is miserable. They are living in chaos. Once they did that sacrifice with Offset, I did a live about this. Takeoff.
Yeah, Takeoff.
I keep feeling like now something's gonna happen to this dude, y'all. Is what I keep feeling. But whatever is happening with this family, it has something to do with that sacrifice. And I did a live about this when he was killed. That this was a sacrifice, and everything was going to go into a chaotic
Takeoff was
mess.
hard, man. Like you know what I'm saying?
He was a kind
I listen to the Migos, so it's like, you know, I'm not one of these, you know, a lot of the old school rappers, like, oh, that's trap music and this and that. Like, I listen to the young brothers and what they talk about and their music and how they, you know what I'm saying, the whole ism and how they get down and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed their music. So it's like Takeoff was one of the rappers. I was like, his flow is nice, and how you know what I'm saying? Now his lyrics, what he spoke about all the time, wasn't always, you know what I'm saying, I would call it righteous or anything like that, but he had a captivating style that everybody liked. You know what I'm saying? The Migos had a captivating style that everybody liked. When I first started, I was like, Migos, like, you talking about like 3 Mexicans or something like that? You know what I'm saying? But then when I saw them, I was like, oh no, these niggas is fly. These is, you know what I'm saying, dope MCs. So it's like, you know,
well, hip hop to me, you know, it was brought forth. This is one thing. Okay, you guys. MTV, I don't know if you've heard, they deleted pretty much all of their archive. Did you hear about that?
The old school archive?
Everything.
Oh my God.
Everything they did, Paramount deleted it, and it's a big controversy. Now, if anybody knows the history of MTV, Michael Jackson made MTV blow up. And the biggest thing that nobody talks about that made MTV blow up was Yo MTV Raps. I don't know if you guys know this, but Yo MTV Raps is what put MTV over the top. And now their catalog, a lot of the footage has now been deleted and wiped out of history.
Crazy.
This
Hopefully
just
it's on YouTube.
On YouTube, you can go and find some things. Cause I was looking, cause I was just like 2 weeks ago doing a review of MTV and watching a documentary, and then all of a sudden I heard this was on the news.
It's gone.
That it is gone.
You know what's so crazy?
And it's an ulterior motive. We just got to see what it is. It's gone. Now Diddy's gone.
Well, you know what I'm saying? My homie told me, man, you know, Method Man said, don't equate with what's going on with BET, with what's going on with Diddy, with hip hop. meaning that he
No.
wanted to disassociate himself with hip. And then I'm gonna tell you something, yo.
No, they better look at all of it.
I'm gonna tell you
Look
that.
at all
I'm
of
gonna
it.
tell you something. This is real talk. Any throne that a black man creates, you have other races that want to come in and dethrone us. So today, I saw this white boy who was a rapper, and he came in, and the first thing he said was, Kendrick Lamar is overrated.
No, he is not.
J.
I'll tell
Cole
anybody that.
is this and that. Then he went all the way down to Little Uzi Vert, this and that. He went to all the different rappers that rap. And I sat there and I looked at his video and I thought to myself, I was like, okay, so that was the plan the whole time. Discredit the shit out of niggas, take niggas out of their original aggressive state of back in the days when in the 90s, when black folks was talking about freedom, justice, and equality, and why we need to be treated this way, but socially engineering them all the way to the point where you went from hardcore gangster rap to niggas walking around with purses on and shit like that. So once they feel like they got rap at its lowest peak, then they go get the person that they propped up as being the boss, which was Bad Boy Company, go prop them up as being the boss, and then turn around and siphon themselves in the limelight and be like, yo, we the new kings of hip hop now. And it's like, come on, man, stop it. Because we see through it.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch the direction that they want to take hip hop. So watch very close.
You know, I always go back to that movie Demolition Man. It's one of the other movies that Wesley Snipes played in that was very, very detrimental for black men. And in the movie Demolition Man, the music that was in the future was used for commercialism.
Which is what they do today.
So, you know, all these brothers that started in the hip hop industry and started with the pure form of African Bambaataa, you know what I'm saying, Ice Cube, NWA, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know what I'm saying, Arrested Development, you know what I'm saying, Flavor Flav, they all started off with an anti-government, anti-establishment, pro-black, you know what I'm saying, Pan-Africanism movement. And then slowly but surely they went from that to Ice to Biggie and Tupac talking about Versace, Cristal, which was the promotion of Italian brands. Then it went all the way further to now they were just like, shit, since Versace now we just getting all the commercialism now. So now when you look at hip hop, unless you like, you know what I'm saying, my homie Killer Priest, that talk about realism, majority of the rap now talk about commercialism.
Commercialism. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they totally disaband themselves from any black businesses, anything that got to do with their own personal culture. They promote other cultures, which they get a check from, but that check don't help out the black community. So now that what you do is because you sold out and you're selling out, you've made the culture weak. And you've made it weak to the point where other people want to come in and take it over because they know the power of music. You know what I'm saying? They know the power of music since the Elvis Presley days.
Yeah, somebody has a comment on it.
It says, peace to the God may kept her out of great. True indeed.
Yeah, so we just wanted to come on here and shed a little light, our views of things and what's going on out here with this crazy entertainment industry. I always remember that it is Hollywood and entertainment, and it is magic.
Talk about that. Yeah, it is magic.
Yeah, it's magic. Stemming from the holly tree. They pick the name on purpose. And they create magic through music. They create magic through film and television. Don't think that... I have somebody that used to always say, oh, it's just a movie. No, it's never just a movie. It is never just a series. It is a message that they want you to know.
It's exactly what it is. Programming.
It's programming. Exactly. And they'll leak what they want to leak. They allow people to do it so that when it does come, they can say, well, we told you.
Mm-hmm.
We told you this was about to happen. I always tell, yeah, it's subliminal messages. There is one movie that everybody sleeps on.
Mm.
If you have never seen the movie Soylent Green,
Oh my God.
I highly recommend that you go and see that movie.
God. Listen.
Look it up because we are in the times that we are headed in the Soylent Green direction with our food, y'all. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about.
Oh my God. You know what's so crazy?
You know what it's about?
Oh my, yeah,
You
I've seen
saw
the
it?
movie. Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Charlton Heston,
Oh my God. And
You
it's
saw
based in LA.
based in LA.
And it's crazy because when I was a kid, I
Yeah,
used to
you remember
live-
Soylent Green Goddess?
yeah, I used to live on Martin Luther. My name is Martin. You know, that's my birth name. I was
Yeah.
named after Martin Luther King. I used to live on Martin Luther King and Figueroa Street, right across the street from the Coliseum. And the cool thing about it is that where I lived at, it was a big brick building. Me and my mama, we lived in there. If you watch the movie The Soylent Green, it was a place called the Sports Arena where the Clippers used to play at on Figueroa and Martin Luther King. In that building, it was self-induced suicides.
Stop.
Yes, self-induced suicides in the Sports Arena building on the movie Soylent Green.
Wow.
So the movie Soylent Green is about a detective who.
Don't tell this.
No, I didn't need that. Just so this is spoilers alert.
Yeah, this is spoilers
Spoilers
alert.
alert. The movie Soylent Green is about a detective. And shout out to my homie Hey Roo, man, because Hey Roo is the one that made me watch the movie. And we sat there as a tribe and sat there and watched the movie. But in the movie Soylent Green, the detective is finding out why this multi-billionaire gets killed. He gets killed by an activist. And the activist finds a way to kill the billionaire. And the reason why he killed the billionaire, the detective finds out why. So what the detective does is he starts finding out why the billionaire got killed. So what's the first thing he do? When he's a detective, what's the first thing they always tell you to do is to follow the what?
The money.
Follow the money.
Follow the money.
So when he follows the money, he finds out that these people have memories of the days when Earth was a nature place, meaning that the animals and the trees were abundant, and that man was minute, and his soul resonated with the flowers and things of that nature. So he had a son, and he used to always tell his son, which was the detective, about how things used to be. How nature
Things
was
used
abundant.
to be, y'all.
Yeah.
Take note of that.
How nature was abundant. How there was a lot of fish out there. There was a lot of trees, a lot of everything. So his son finds out that the government had downrotted the people so much that they have created the sports arena where the Clippers used to play at when we was a kid. People could go there and have self-induced suicide.
Self-induced suicide.
So before you
Yeah.
would die, they would show you a TV screen of all of the things of nature. How nature had flowers, trees, deers, wolverines, animals, all of these things that man destroyed. And that the common man that lived inside of the city didn't even know how to adapt and live in those worlds no more. So while his dad got to the point where he was so fed up with society that he wanted a self-induced suicide because he was tired of living inside of society.
Mhm.
So his dad had wrote him a letter, told him that he was going to kill himself, and he was tired of living in this society. And what he did was he gave that letter, left it there. So when his son had figured out what was going on, he went there and found his dad's letter. And when he found his dad's letter, it was too late because his dad was already at the sports arena having a suicide. So he got privileged with the right to see how the nature used to be and stuff like that, while at the same time being induced with a serum that was going to kill him.
Yep.
So when he found the serum that was when his dad died, he followed the body. And when he followed the body, he found out that the body was dumped inside of a trash can and sent to the Soylent Green plant. And the Soylent Green plant took the body of his daddy and remanufactured it into a nutrient that they gave people on welfare.
And there you go, folks.
So
Soylent Green.
His daddy went
Go
crazy.
and see it.
His daddy went crazy and started telling the society that Soylent Green was people. And he literally went crazy. And when he went crazy, he couldn't handle it because he had went down a rabbit hole. And that rabbit hole was so personalized that it was just
So here we go. We took y'all down the rabbit hole.
And you know what's crazy? I was doing Uber in downtown LA. And when I was doing Uber, it was a company called Soylent Foods. And I swear to God, I went to the company. This downtown LA.
Yep, just like what's happening now, God is
I
naked
went
way.
inside of the company.
I know you did.
Because I was like, hold up now. I've seen the movie
Yo.
Soylent Green.
You don't even know where this world is headed.
I went inside the company and I asked them, what is the Soylent food that you are producing? And I
What did
swear
they
to God,
say?
on everything I love, he said it's a combination of nutrients for the human body.
Stop.
And I walked up out of there, and I swear to God, I was like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe you people have actually just, but like I told people in my last video, Candace Owens came out and said that the Pentagon had a budget for Hollywood.
Yes, there is always going to be a budget for Hollywood because that is how the world is ran, through Hollywood. And I'm laughing because you can only laugh at the darkness, the way these demons move. Because if you give them the power to live in fear and be scared all the time on the direction that we're headed, that's how they win over you. Let's see what he's saying. You saw today where they are powdering our bones down and using it for powder products like protein powder, etc. Yes, Goddess, I have to look up that. I didn't know. And yes, the Pentagon decides what we see. Yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
this is the world we live in. It's all constructed.
Yeah.
So don't get this. I mean, we're talking and we're sharing about what's going on with Diddy, but he's a crumb. He's a crumb in the
crumb.
Yeah, he's a little crumb. But to a lot of people, it's just so big. But we just use him as an example to share what's going on out there and the sacrifices that they made, and how easy it is for them to go ahead and just knock you out when they want to. Yeah. Ironically, you saw the Pentagon in person. Oh yes, it does look like a prison. I go to Washington twice a year, and I stay right next to the Pentagon, and I stay at the hotel where people come to go to meetings and visit the Pentagon. So I'm very familiar with the Pentagon. I'm over there 2 times a year. Yeah, I see it. I look at the obelisk because I face that too, and the Pentagon, and I go, wow.
And it's crazy because when you understand colonialism, then you understand the Pentagon. The Pentagon is a fortress. It has layers to the
Mm-hmm.
center, and it's built as a pentagon for a reason because it's like if you study European warfare, when the Dutch Boers went down and fought against the Zulu tribes, they would form a circle of wagons. And that's how they won. And out of each one of those wagons, they had an artillery round. And they would shoot the Zulu tribes that came from each angle. So the
Mm.
Pentagon is situated where you can have a battalion in each gun.
Yeah.
This gun, this because the Pentagon is what, eight? Is it?
It's, I think it's 8
Is it
sides.
8 or 6 sides? It's
Let me
either
see.
8 or it might be
Let's see
7.
how many sides the Pentagon has.
But when you understand warfare and how the Europeans fight, the Pentagon is like the last resort. It's where everything they do war is at. So the Pentagon is situated in a way where they can fight from every angle. So when they go to different countries, they establish these things called
Oh, it has 5.
as 5 angles.
Yeah, 5 angles.
So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Oh, and 5
angles.
is a number of strategy.
Yeah,
It's
power
5.
refinement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
5
sense.
is the number of power
Yep.
because it's an equal number, meaning that it's not weak and it's not too over aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's balanced right in the middle. It's 0, 5, and 0. When I teach my kids about numbers, I teach them that there's 0, 5, 0. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm.
And then you have
That's a
0,
good way to
5, and
teach
0.
it.
You know what I'm saying? That's how
That's
things are
good.
built. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's just my crazy comedic thinking on how I think about things. But 0, 5, 5 is a number of power refinement, meaning that, you know, from 5 you can defend yourself on any side. So
Yeah.
the Pentagon, the way that is situated and built, is built in the aspect of building a fortress. So like when they go to other countries and they build these green zones that they have in Iraq and all these other, in Haiti they have a green zone, and all these different countries, they build fortresses. Just like when they conquered America, they build fortresses. So the Pentagon is actual fortress, and it has I think
see.
3 layers.
And Washington D.C. is built like that too.
Yeah,
I always trip off of the way it's built. It's like a fortress.
it is. It's built like a fortress. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's why they're so scared of Trump, because Trump has privileged information on how Washington D.C. is built. So when January 6th happened, on the day of voting, which is Wednesday, when January 6th happened, when Trump was coming up out of office, he knew how to maneuver the people to fight against the establishment, how to go to the Senate, not attack the executive branch, but attack the legislative branch. They wanted to get rid of the legislative branch. So he went and attacked the legislative branch because he felt as a president, the legislative branch had more power than the executive branch. You know, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother
That's a
live
whole
to
nother
be
live right
continued.
there, you know what I'm saying? People, I told people too. I called up all my homies and
That's
I
a
was
whole
like, yo,
nother live.
something is about to happen on January 6th. And they was like, nah, man, we gonna just keep doing it. I said, look, man, this country gonna change forever. You must start preparing yourself. So a lot of my comrades and homies, they was like, oh, they don't. So then the next day, literally, like clockwork, they ran into the White House. And when they ran into the White House, I was like, I told you something was gonna happen. Just like I'm gonna tell everybody now. November, Scorpio season, which is the birth of all kings. There's something that's going to happen. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a civil war between the
November.
Democratic Party and the Republican Party. But what I am saying
We're
is
gonna
that
work on that. I'm gonna put, you know,
you
I've used
should
my
be
tip.
prepared.
Everybody should be prepared at this stage of the game.
Yes.
Get prepared. Slowly get your supplies. I always tell y'all. Order iodine once a month if you can. Order a bottle of iodine.
Yeah.
Because you might need it. It's a lot going on. We'll have to continue this conversation. But it's gonna get
Yeah, it's gonna get
bad.
bad.
It's already bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's
and
not
you're
a
gonna be
question.
you think you're gonna be fooled. Don't get caught up because they are trying to fool you. All sides, remember, there ain't no one opposite side against the other side. They working together for their side. The whole question is, which side are they on?
Yeah, it's another thing too that, you know, family ties. Like if you study Trump has a whole family legacy. Like he has a shield for his family. He has a corporation for his family. He's part of the elite because he went through all the proper steps that made him an elite person.
People know what? I'm gonna say this. If you look into the Bible, it talks about Trump.
The trumpets. Yeah.
You never make the connection on how deep a family root will go. But they talk, and when you look really deep into it, when the last trumpet sounds, that name is power in itself.
True indeed.
When I go to New York, I always go and walk past that building because it's something about the energy in that building.
Even the one in Vegas, the gold building.
Yeah, but in New York, that building holds power, and you can feel it. It's right next across the street from the stock market exchange. It's on the corner. So you look at his
Trump's building.
Yeah, you look at his
crazy.
building, and the stock market exchange is right here.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I haven't been to New York yet.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yes, their family. Yes, their family. Oh yeah, has the secrets to time travel. This man is more than y'all think he is.
That's wild.
It's not just surface.
Yeah. And you know, that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, you know, people be wondering how far does the rabbit hole go.
It
The
goes
rabbit
deep.
hole goes far, man, and it's like it's you know, I always tell black people, man, like, yo, man, you know, Martin Luther King integrating himself into this society has plus and its minuses.
Yeah.
And the plus was you get to get inside of the technology that the devil has manifested on earth. The minus is you get to get into the technology that the devil has manifested on this earth.
Yeah.
And,
You just kind of choose where you choose to play.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why when I had titled Follow the Yellow Brick Road, that was when I titled this live, because a lot of people, you look at it as a kid's movie, The Wizard of Oz. They were teaching you then about following the yellow brick road into the Emerald City. The Emerald City you can look at as wealth. The yellow brick road you look at as your path that you're going to take. And remember, there was several roads they could have taken. And there was all different characters of all different choices. This story is a magical story on which character you are.
Yeah.
Are you the cowardly lion? Are you the scarecrow?
Are you the Tin Man?
Are you the Tin Man?
Or are you Dorothy?
Or are you Dorothy?
For real.
Like, who are you in this matrix? And you have to make a choice. You can't just be like going back and forth anymore. There's no more time for that. Time's up.
And that's the thing about it. It's like, as we get deeper into generationally wise, you know, I always tell my daughter, like, yo, you're the third generation out of slavery. You always have to remember that. Even though you might look at that as a burden, That's the best information that I can give you because it'll give you perspective on where you've come from. You know, you just say it wasn't existed. You come from a lineage of people who have been subjugated, people have been abused, people have been mistreated, and people have been tricked. So my main thing to you is to give you the reality of who you are. Don't let society sugarcoat it to you and tell you, oh, you just a black woman and you can be Kamala and this and that. Like, no. It's a reason why they keep bringing in these foreigners to put on the throne and not the Aboriginal people who are from this continent. You know what I'm saying? Who were slaves for 400 years here. It's a reason why their bloodline hasn't been put on the throne. They'll put the Kamala on there who comes from Jamaica and India. They'll put Obama on there who comes from Kenya and whatever, Scotland or wherever the hell he comes from. But they're not gonna put that black man on there that come from Compton and 100 and Alondra and Tejada Street.
Well, I mean, look at the world they created. If you look at here in the world, what if, and this had brought me, I thought about it really deep. What if the Jesus that they put on the cross was our color?
He was.
I'm just saying though, what if they would have put that there? What would this world be like?
Oh, well, people that had more sympathy.
Right, they would have more sympathy, but we see that that is not what they did.
No.
And it may not ever change in a lifetime that we may not see.
Well,
but as the world is shifting and coming ground,
the Russians came out and said it.
They said it. People, everybody knows the truth now.
Knows
but the conditioning has already been embedded so deep that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got to think about it. If something, you know, if you're dealing with white supremacy, if something has been working for 400 years,
they don't want to change it.
You're not going to change it because it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If I keep squeezing this milk if I keep squeezing this cow and get milk, I'm not about to start squeezing his leg looking for milk.
Right. Yeah. That's why you and we have to do it ourselves. We can't sit and wait on these people. For us to maneuver and move quietly to build our own, that is the ultimate thing we can do because they don't really care. They only care if they start really seeing it's missing from their pot of gold. But it's enough to go around out there that they don't even have to notice. You just got to move quietly.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you have your own and everybody is good. But we as a people, we just have a long way to go, starting with our healing.
Yeah.
No, so that's it for me.
You done?
I'm done.
Yeah, so we're going to holler at y'all again, man. You know what I'm saying?
I so enjoyed our time, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for spending this time with me.
You know what I'm saying?
I love coming on live and spending time with the king here. You know, he's so enlightening, and I hope that you enjoyed our time together. I really did enjoy it. And I'm going to be here. I keep on wanting to say same bad time, same bad channel. For some reason, bats keep coming in my head. Batman, Witchy Wednesday, next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, I will be here. I want to thank you.
Yeah. So,
thank you for having me in your space.
Bless you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to end on that note.
Thank you. Blessings, Queen.
You know what I'm saying? Keep coming back, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep dropping more videos.
Come back, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with Queen Jamila, like,
yeah.
We connect on such a...
we in another zone.
Yeah, we in
follow Minkepra the Great, y'all, on social media platform, and follow me, Third Eye Bell, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, sure indeed.
Thank you so much. Peace.
That was dope. Don't press the corner in the top.
Oh. Okay. That was